The Mazza Museum, located at the University of Findlay, is a museum containing artwork that spans over 100 years. Located in Gardner Fine Arts Pavilion, the museum was started by August C. Mazza and his wife in 1982 to celebrate the university's 100-year celebration and has quickly grown into a world-renowned institution with well over 8,000 illustrations entirely about children's stories.
One illustration that we found particularly interesting was the Paperboy by Dave Pickley in 1996. Dave Pickley has written and illustrated many award-winning books, from the very successful Captain Underpants and Dumb Bunny series to Dog Breath, winner of the California Young Reader Medal, and the Paperboy, a Caldecott Honor Book.
This story is written in a third-person point of view to show an unbiased day as a paperboy. The author wrote this children's narrative to express his love of a simple job and his unusual schedule, which strengthens the bond between him and his dog. This story is based off of Dave's childhood paperboy job.
The dog within the story resembles the same childhood dog Pickley grew up with. This dog describes a time where the dark, cold mornings weren't so bad with the company of his canine friend, but rather making the mornings seem like a fun-filled adventure for both of them to endure and look forward to.
Another way that Pickley incorporated real life into the story was the use of the name of his father's boat, the Morning Star, as the name of the paper that the boy delivered.
Pickley quoted, "I was walking my dog around 6 one morning and I saw our local paperboy, Kenny Whitmore, delivering the papers on his route. He seemed so confident and happy, and he reminded me of the way I felt when I was a kid delivering papers in the quiet mornings." Throughout the story, Pickley describes that same feeling of accomplishment of the boy.
The simple route of a paperboy is expressed as a time of pure happiness. This opposite world is separate from the world of busy adults and even children his own age, but he loves it. All the world is asleep except for the paperboy and his dog, and this is a time where they are the happiest. The book is a narrative that holds a deeper meaning and is expressed through visual aspects of time and companionship.
The standard of time is expressed greatly within this book because the time of day represents the paperboy's true reality. Through the use of colors, the audience perceives the tone as being quiet, relaxing, and almost tranquil. The author illustrates this perception by displaying relaxing hues of light purples, turquoise, and dark blue throughout the narrative to emphasize the fact and draw the reader into the paperboy's way of thinking. Normally, to a child, the early morning is terrifying, with no parents to protect you and the looming darkness everywhere. But the paperboy sees this time of day as the best part of his day. With his beloved companion, he isn't afraid to go out for his route, to the point that he isn't really thinking about it. He is thinking about other things, big things and small things, and sometimes he is thinking about nothing at all. His reality revolves around the companionship of his dog while delivering the paper in the early hours as the rest of the neighborhood is still sleeping.
The author also shows the difference between the life cycle of the boy and the life cycle of the rest of society. As the paperboy is going back to bed, the world around him is starting to wake and start their day. It is important for the paperboy to have his papers delivered by the time the rest of the world is waking up, because the traditional father starts his morning out with a cup of coffee and reading the newspaper.
This makes the paperboy job very important and gives the boy a sense of pride. We see this in the way he describes his job. As the boy loads his papers onto his bike, the narrator says, "It is not easy to ride a bike loaded down with papers, but the paperboy can do it." As the author describes the paperboy's route, the paperboy doesn't even need to think of it.
The boy and the dog have a steady rhythm and an unspoken connection. The dog is never on a leash in the book. This shows that the dog enjoys his morning job and his strong bond with the boy. The paperboy's companion is always the dog. The author represents this dog as his own, showing a strong bond in reality and also throughout his narratives.
The author turns what normally would be a nerve-wracking and terrifying experience of getting up in the middle of the night all alone and doing a job that requires a person to ride around in the middle of the night and turns it into an excitement and relaxing environment. the difference between adult life and the paperboy's life by depicting the loading and delivering of the papers by the adults on the first page, and the route of the paperboy. The author shows that it's important to do your own thing and not to be afraid of life.
The Paperboy is a story that is written and geared toward children, but can be appreciated by people of all ages. When reading with a child, there can be many questions asked to deepen their understanding of the book. Some of the questions that we came up with are: what is the difference between the world of the adults and the life of the paperboy? How would you describe the sky when the paperboy seems the happiest? What do you think the dog and the paperboy are happy? Would you get up that early in the morning to deliver a newspaper?
The Paperboy and many other books and pieces of art are located at the Mazza Museum in Gardner Fine Art Pavilion on the campus of the University of Findlay. If you would like to enjoy a number of brilliant masterpieces from many authors and illustrators, then this calm, friendly environment is great to experience it in.